Yes, folks, it's the NBA playoffs here on YouTube. And in this matchup, I'm going to be talking about the Boston Celtics versus the Cleveland Cavaliers. This matchup looks pretty darn familiar, right? The only thing that's different is that there's no Paul Pierce, there's no Kevin Garnett, Rondo's not there. Kyrie Irving is in the picture, Kevin Love is in the picture. Oh, and LeBron James, he's still there, right? Nah, he actually left and then came back, right? All right, so let me cut the crap, man. LeBron James is definitely a star in this matchup. I don't think you need binoculars or any kind of special glasses to see that. All right, I'm not going to be talking about LeBron as a star in this conversation. All right, I'm going to be talking about Kyrie Irving. You know what I'm saying? I think that Kyrie Irving in this area should just take the keys from LeBron and just say, hey, let me destroy the Celtics for everybody. Or maybe Kevin Love. Maybe Kevin Love can, silence the critics, man, and actually prove that he's a max player, which I don't think that he is. I'm just gonna go in. I'm sorry, I don't think that Kevin Love is a max player as far as I'm concerned. But he'll look like a max player in this series against the Celtics. Yes, he will. So I've already talked about the 3 stars for the Cavaliers in this series. I don't think that one is going to outshine the other too much. Maybe Kyrie Irving takes over the limelight a little bit with his highlighted matchup against Isaiah Thomas, who is definitely the problem that the Cleveland Cavaliers are going to deal with when it comes to Boston. I mean, Isaiah Thomas is one. I mean, he might be small in stature, but that guy is like a complete player, man. He just makes his team 20 times better. And I think that the Suns are just foolish for letting him go. All right, they could have let Dragic go, but letting Isaiah Thomas go was one of the stupidest things. I mean, they could be in the playoffs right now if they didn't let Isaiah Thomas go. But it is what it is. We're going to see what Isaiah Thomas does in this series. I'm really looking forward to seeing how he performs in the playoffs. He's a very good player. People need to watch out for him. All right, enough about the star talk. Let's talk about the X factors in this series. Like I said, we already know about Kyrie Irving and Kevin Love. I want to focus more so on J.R. Smith, a very, very streaky player, not the best defensive player, but a very, very streaky player. I can see him just shooting up threes, just jacking threes, whether they go in or not. And, I think that Cleveland wins this series regardless if J.R. Smith goes 5 for 5 from 3-point land or he goes 5 for 12. I think that Cleveland wins this series. But J.R. Smith is the guy that if you're really looking out for somebody in this series for the Cleveland Cavaliers, he's that guy. Now for the Celtics, it's a combination of guys because the Celtics have a very nice, strong core. I don't think that they get a lot of credit for having a strong core. Looking at Evan Turner, Avery Bradley, Brandon Bass, man, these guys know how to play basketball, man. They really do. If you watch Boston play, these guys play hard. These guys play efficiently. Marcus Smart is a good young player. I mean, they've got some good young pieces there in Boston, and if they develop the right way, they could be a legitimate threat in the East. I mean, next year, as far as I'm concerned, they're a team that's on the rise. Even though I think that the Cavaliers will kind of, stomp on them a few times, they can take a game in this series. I mean, Boston is still a tough place to play. I mean, the Boston fans do get up for them. So, I wouldn't be surprised if Evan Turner and the rest of that team actually goes off a little bit on the Cavaliers and stuns them maybe in the first game or second game. I can see that happening in this series because let's face it, man, LeBron and Kyrie Irving and Love, they're still trying to learn how to play together. And and to be real with you, it took D Wade, Bosh, and LeBron. It took them a while to learn how to play together. But once they got it down, they were lethal. And I think that Cleveland is still going through those growing pains, even in the playoffs. They're going to go through those growing pains, whether you like it or not. But it won't affect them in this series. Intangibles. I mean, people might not like this, but the intangibles are kind of straight down the middle. I mean, like I said, Boston is a hustle team, and they really do grind it out. If you watch Boston play, this team is not no fluke, man. They do grind it out. And then when you look at the the Cavaliers, it's like there's just so much talent there to the point where they don't necessarily need intangibles in order to win this series in particular. So it's kind of utter and meaningless here, unfortunately. Like I said, man, I don't want to count Boston out so quickly, like I'm doing the Pelicans, but I mean LeBron and those boys, this is just more talent, man. I'm not saying that Boston can't steal a game, in the Garden. They can go up into they can go in the Garden and steal a game from the Cavaliers, man. They could do it. But as far as winning this series, I don't see it. I'm not going to say that Boston's going to get swept, but maybe they'll win it. Maybe the Cavaliers will win this series in 5 games. Let me know how you guys feel down below. It's the WC, it's the NBA playoffs on YouTube. It's just so lovely, man. Just so lovely. And until next time, peace out.